I clerked for Judge Howard from 1993 until 1995, and I got to sit next to him on the bench every day. And what Judge would always do with me is he would look and say, Art, what do you think? Here he's listened to some incredible luminaries of the bar, perhaps, and he looks at you as a 25, 26-year-old brand new, maybe not even a licensed lawyer at that point, and he's looking at you and saying, what do you think? And he was always wonderful about that, always valued, my opinion. I never heard anybody in the years I worked for him or in the years afterwards say anything bad about him. As a judge, he was very thoughtful, always very considerate, always very careful to be polite, and it's something that he drilled into me and anybody else. You'll recall that Judge Howard was the trial court judge for the Susan Smith trial. That was the trial of the century in South Carolina in the 1990s, which he knew was going to be a tremendous burden, but he was very well qualified to do. During that time, we faced dozens of issues, one of which, of course, was whether the cameras ought to be in the courtroom. He was careful in listening to the oral arguments, but he made a decision right then. And he looked at the media and he said, I'm going to give you 5 minutes, get the cameras and get the equipment out of the courtroom. And that's the way he was. He would do his homework ahead of time, he was very prepared, and he was decisive. At the same time as the Susan Smith trial was going on, the O.J. Simpson case was going on across the country in California. Judge Ito's law clerk called us and they said, we want a copy of the order where Judge Howard removed the cameras from the courtroom. And I laughed on the phone because I said, you want an order? Do you have a pencil? Write this down. Get the cameras out, you've got 5 minutes. That literally was all it was. He met Daphne when they were at Dickinson College together. They were married and had kids before they graduated from college. Twins, Billy and Tiffany. He loved his family tremendously. He had plenty of pictures on his desk. The last day that I worked for him, we stood in the parking lot in Melbourne Avenue, and he gave me one last attempt of Judge Howard's rules on life. The number one rule for Judge Howard was be nice. Very simple, very easy, be nice. He spent 2 years drilling that into me as his law clerk, and he spent the 20-plus years afterwards drilling that into me as a person.